Hi, I'm Kay Mosier-McDivitt. I'm a technical assistant specialist with the Center for Capacity Building with the Alliance. The fourth activity that we had the organizations participate in is a review of job descriptions. We asked them to bring any job descriptions of staff that were participating in the Rapid Rehousing Program. This is probably one of the other areas that we saw some significant work being done on during the session, or identified as this is an area we really need to work on. What we found is a lot of organizations that were not non-facility based programs, that were either shelter or transitional housing providers, that had been what they've been doing, and now they were moving to this rapid rehousing model, had not necessarily updated or changed their job descriptions to reflect the new roles that staff needed to play. One of the best practices is that you need to have housing location activities, specific housing locator activities that are part of this, that without landlords and without housing, rapid rehousing just doesn't work. So one of the things that we wanted them to do was look at their job descriptions, and first of all, do they even have job descriptions that have tasks listed associated with landlord engagement, landlord recruitment, landlord marketing? And secondly, do they list the specific skill sets for this? A traditional case management social worker job description often does not have the type of skill sets that you need for someone that is looking at landlord recruitment. You really are looking at skill sets often with more of a marketing background or an engagement background. And so, what would be those kinds of skill sets that you want in this position? The second real critical role is the home-based housing stabilization case manager. Since the rapid rehousing model is about housing first and then providing the stabilization services and the case management after people are in their housing, so that they can maintain their housing and help them get connected with the services once they're housed, so that they can continue to keep their housing. A lot of times, again, job descriptions were not focused on what the difference in that was versus a shelter-based case manager position. Another thing to remember in this, as you're working on this, is that there may be only one job description for the entire program. Again, you have different sizes of organizations. If you have an organization that has only one or two staff, they may have to wear both hats. And that in some ways is even probably more challenging in terms of creating a job description and looking for a skill set. And that was one of the things that we had a lot of conversations about, how do we create this ideal job description, because that housing stability case management can be very different from the landlord recruitment. But really thinking through and being very clear that staff that are in your rapid rehousing program really know that they have those responsibilities, and who does have the responsibilities for those two key components of rapid rehousing. One of the things you might want to do is find some good examples of these types of job descriptions that you can share with them. We found that organizations were more than willing to share. Historically, there's always been sort of this thing of these are my materials and sort of a competitive approach, but this was really seen as an opportunity to grow and learn from each other. There was the opportunity to both within the learning collaboratives to bring your materials and share them with others. So if we saw a housing barrier assessment tool that was really good, we would ask permission so that we could bring copies of that everybody could have that. If we saw a job description somebody had submitted in advance that looked really good, again, we would get permission to share that with everybody. So be prepared. If you know that there's somebody in your particular learning collaborative that really has done a good job in this job descriptions, offering some time for the opportunity that they can share with the other organizations there is a good thing to do during this activity. Again, the same as with the policies and procedures, there was not time for them to completely change a job description, but rather they were able to take a look at the job description, compare it to some of the things that they wanted to have in their job descriptions, and make notes on things that they wanted to change or would need to change.